On the 12th day of August, 1910, in a small town in Texas, a young boy named Lee Webster Dupree was born. He was raised by his Aunt Lucinda and Uncle Max Evans, so his name was changed to Lee Webster Evans. As he grew up in this small German town of Schulenburg, Texas, he picked up the nickname of Sambo. So as an adult, he relocated from Schulenburg to Banning, California, where he met and married a very young girl named Crevotha Pelham, to which a son, Herbert Lee Evans, was born in January of 1960. While living in California, the nickname Sambo was never used. He was only known as Lee or Uncle Lee. After a divorce, Lee then took his young son, moved back to his hometown in Schulenburg, Texas. There he built a home and a community grocery store, which he named Sambo Son. He also was the pianist and organist for the Pleasant Union Baptist Church in Schulenburg. Throughout the city and community, he was only known as Sambo, or respectfully, Mr. Sambo, to all the neighborhood youth. And I became known even to this day when I visit Schulenburg as either Herbie or Sambo's son. So way back, January 28th, 1960, I was born. It was at 12:54 a.m. and it was at the San Gregorio Pass Memorial Hospital in Banning. Still stands today. Dr. Smith was my doctor, and my first home in Banning was at 723 North Allen Street. I still remember that. And so I got my love for taking pictures, and everybody will tell you I love to take pictures, from my mom. She took several pictures of me way back when taking pictures wasn't a big thing and it wasn't as easy as it is now. She took them of me, my siblings, and my brother Donnie, Sue, and Brenda. And they would sometimes be holding me. We'd always be together, but they'd be taking care of the baby brother, which I was the youngest. I also have my dad, on my dad's side, I had older brothers, much older, and they lived in Texas, so when we moved back there, I was closer to them. The oldest was named Lee Webster Evans. They called him Junior, Lee Webster Evans Jr. And then there was Maurice, who owned a cafe there. And then there was Jackie, who was the musician. He was a trumpeter. Got his music interest from my dad, who is a great piano player and guitar player and the like. Growing up, I played a lot of sports. I played, younger, I played baseball and football and basketball. Though basketball, as I got older, was my love. I found a great love for that. Speaking of finding a great love, after graduating from Indio High School in 1978, I moved to Santa Ana, and where I attended Santa Ana College and Cal State Fullerton. And at Second Baptist Church, I met my lovely wife today. We got married on August 22nd of 1981. And so this coming August the 22nd, 2021 will be our 40th year. And it's been 40 wonderful years married to the lovely Charlotte Denise, formerly Anderson, now Evans.
Hello, everyone. Coming in from a workout. Just wanted to share a little bit of my story. I was born in Mobile, Alabama. Wanted to share with you how I remember as a child going to Mardi Gras, having fun, catching those moon pies and necklaces. That was something that was fun. I do have 4 sisters. I am the 3rd child. We moved to California in the 70s, I believe. Yeah. And attended Second Baptist Church, had a great time there, loved all the people, enjoyed our fellowship time there. That's where I met Herb. We were good friends, best of friends, actually. And we did eventually get married, of course. And from there, we've transitioned here to Texas, where I've been working for Delta Airlines for 26 years. I've gone from almost every coast of the world, South Africa to the Bahamas, and all in between. So this time I'm sharing this, and we're going to allow our kids to share their story. So we hope you enjoy it.
Namaste, y'all. I am Sade, the youngest of 5 children, and I was born in California, but my parents and the family moved to Texas when I was 1 year old in 1992. Moved to Carrollton, Texas, and I don't obviously remember a lot about those times being that young, but I do remember being in Carrollton, loving basketball, playing volleyball, love sports, being outside. I do remember one of my favorite TV shows was Bill Nye the Science Guy. So yeah, a lot of memories of, being in Carrollton and going to school. And like I said, playing sports and just being active. I really loved being active and being outside. That was really fun for me. Then as I got older, school that I went to, AHA, I went to that school for a block of time, big block of time, where I played basketball, I played volleyball, I loved school, loved math and chemistry, and I loved science and math. Those were some of the fun subjects for me, and had a lot of friends in school, had a lot of fun in school. Before graduating in 2009, which was really nice, graduated from school, and then graduated in May. In June, I was at the University of Texas at Arlington, so kind of quickly transitioned into that, and loved it. I took, the first class that I ever took in college was pre-calculus, which harder than I thought. I loved math in high school, but kind of that second level was kind of hard, but I made a lot of friends in university and just had a lot of fun exploring. And even though I was still in the Dallas area going to UTA, I still felt like I was really getting that kind of abroad college experience, and not abroad as in overseas, but just somewhere I had never been. Living on my own for the first time, kind of surrounded by all of these people. We're all out of our element and scared, and so I made a lot of friends there, which was really nice. And UTA, my school, had a big foreign exchange program, and even though we had traveled, I had traveled a lot as being young, just traveled all over the world, kind of having that big foreign exchange, meeting people from literally all over the world. France, Spain, Australia, all over the world. We met people from Central America, South America, and even some people from Africa as well. Big community there. It just kind of heightened my sense of wanting to explore and wanting to see the world and meet and be with other cultures other than my own. So that was kind of really big. Actually, in school, I did a study abroad program because I did study Spanish. So I did a study abroad program to Costa Rica, and I went and I lived with a host family that only spoke Spanish. The only thing they knew in English was hi and love you. So I went there, and that was amazing, living in Costa Rica. And again, even in that study abroad and that exchange program, being with people from all over the U.S., so California, Idaho, Wyoming, we had somebody from New York as well, that were all there, and learning from each other, learning from, again, this history and the teachings that we got in Costa Rica, which was amazing. It was really nice. It's also, when I came back, I knew that I wanted to keep traveling and wanted to see and explore more of the world. Also in university is where I first started yoga and started loving the practice and loving yeah, everything that benefited the practice. So that's kind of where I started falling in love with yoga, but I didn't take it on as a career. It was just a practice. I graduated with marketing communications and advertisement, and then I moved to Austin, Texas. That was a place where I worked in marketing, and again, really good yoga community. Started doing yoga a lot there. Working in marketing was amazing. I actually worked for the University of Texas. I worked for a Chamber of Commerce, just kind of getting my feet wet and loving marketing, loving that fast-paced business. And yeah, I loved that. But then I got my certification in yoga, and that's where it kind of flipped from just being marketing based to, okay, I really love doing yoga. So I started my own business, kind of entrepreneur for myself, and started traveling. The first place that I went was Cambodia to teach yoga. And that was amazing, kind of rural Cambodia in the middle of nowhere on a river that led to the ocean, and just new experiences, obviously meeting new people there. So that was really amazing. And then from there, I just kept traveling. I went to Europe, and I kind of hopped around from France to Spain to the Netherlands. I ended up in the UK, which was really nice, and kind of went all up and down England, from the bottom coast, like Brighton area, all the way up to the Lake District. Really nice, up by Scotland, and then back to London, kind of in between. So just traveled all over, and kind of knew, yeah, I just love traveling. I love doing this and connecting with people, teaching yoga, having that. So that was really great. And, you know, I kind of went from traveling, and then I would go back home and work up a bit, and then go back to traveling and work up a bit. And most recently I went to Spain, and yeah, working at a yoga retreat center, which was amazing. And doing that, was great, meeting people and being able to work yoga retreats and loving that. And then coming to Morocco, learning how to surf, and kind of from Spain coming here, and yeah, realizing that loving this country, loving this place, kind of laid back lifestyle, learning how to surf and loving that journey of surfing, and kind of learning how much surfing and yoga goes together. So that's been really nice. And yeah, making a home here, and kind of realizing that home is wherever you are, and kind of with all of this travel and being away from traditional home and family, and having to make that in different places. So yeah, that is about me, and it's been a great journey, and a great adventure.
So I loved my time growing up in Schulenburg, Texas. It was a very small town, but within that town, I had a number of relatives. I had aunts, uncles, and cousins. My dad had two sisters that lived there. One was my Aunt Henrietta, who I was raised with three of her kids, Kim, Donnie, and Myron. And then there was my Aunt Ardell and Uncle Clifford Stafford. They lived there as well. She was a nurse. And then there was my father's ex-wife, who he had two of my brothers by, but I called her Aunt Gurley. And I had coincidentally, I had an older nephew. So one of my brother's son, who I grew up with, was Ricky Neville. We were great friends and done lots of things together there in Schulenburg. I also had many friends in my class. I went all the way up to the 7th grade there, and all of these people that were in the class are still friends of mine. The class of 1978 to this present time. And on the bottom there is a picture of my all-time favorite teacher. She's my junior high teacher, but she took me in as just like I was one of her sons, Miss Nan Newman. And the picture is a recent picture where I had the opportunity to go visit her. And she lives up near me here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So Nan Newman. And then my very first girlfriend ever, who is Virginia Glass. We still to this day are the very best of friends. She's best of friends with my wife and my family. So, and then my cousins, Stanley Poe, and just a number of other, one of my very best cousins and slash friends, Sean Bacon there. So I had a wonderful time growing up in Schulenburg.
My name is Shantae, the firstborn of five, born and raised in California. Enjoyed living in California and being involved with our church, Second Baptist in Santa Ana, California, till we moved to Texas in 1992. Well, I love playing sports. In my younger years, I played softball. I was a cheerleader. I made the basketball team. I played track. There was a time that I could remember making the basketball team in junior high school. I also was a cheerleader for the Carrollton Redskins. Okay, I had a bad accident in 2007. I had just had my third son. He was 2 months old. Me and my friends were going out. This would have been my first time getting out after having him. Getting out to have a good time. We had a great time until leaving. I was in the back seat with no seatbelt on, and the two ladies that were in the front had their seatbelts on. I flew 35 feet out the back windshield of the car, and don't remember too much, but I ended up in the hospital, and everything was broke. They shaved all of my hair off. I had a head injury. Everything was broke in my body. My splint, everything, was broke up. I remember, the journey, just going through recovery. I remember my stepmother and my sister-in-law at the time, would take, because I had to end up living with my parents because I needed 24-hour care. And, I just remember my stepmom and my sister-in-law at the time. They would always take me to my appointments and, always help me, get dressed and, showers and things that you usually, can do. I couldn't do at the time, and I needed to I depended on them. I also had my best friend Raquel at the time that also, helped me when my parents had to be at work or something like that. They would drop me off at her house, and she would take care of me until they came to pick me up. And I just remember that period. I've been healed, and thank God that I'm here to live to speak about it, because now I have two other kids, so that makes 5 all together. And I'm just blessed to be here, blessed to be alive. Thank you, Jesus.
One of my 7 grandsons, Braylon, he is big into TikTok. He loves to do all kinds of TikTok movies or clips. And so he told me to do one. Papa, do one. So I said, okay, I'll look at this. And he signed me up, got me the account and everything. And I saw one that I thought I could do. And I said, well, I'll try it. I did one, and it went forward. People laughed at it. And so I said, I'll do one and I'll invite my wife in. So I did one with Charlotte. We did what's called a switch one. And so it's real short. Check it out.
Look, I just flipped the switch. I don't know no.
What's up? My name's Elijah, and Shantae is my mother. I'm the first grandson, and I'm the oldest out of 5 children. I have 3 younger brothers and a sister, Chris, Jay, Charity, and Jordan. Growing up, I spent a lot of time with my grandparents. eventually giving them the name Papa and Nina. As a kid, I can remember just loving being around my grandfather at AHA, just being around the older athletes and being around my uncle, Josh, and getting to watch him play football. I think, looking back at it now, I think Josh had a lot to do with my love for the game, just going out there and getting to watch him play as a kid. Some of the other things I enjoyed doing with my grandfather were going on trips. I could recall a time where we were trying to go to, we were trying to get to California for a wedding. And on the way, I want to say it was on the way back, we got stuck. We ended up getting stuck at the airport. We had to end up sneaking into one of the little, I can't remember what restaurant it was, but we ended up sleeping on I want to say it was on a bench. That was a lot of fun. I mean, it wasn't fun at the time, but looking back at it, it was good memories. I spent my high school years at Flower Mound Marcus High School. I played football, basketball, and ran track. I was fortunate enough to receive a football scholarship out of Marcus. I signed to East Central University, where I redshirted my freshman year. After being there for about 6 months to a year, I realized that it just wasn't that good of a fit for me. So at that time, I then transferred to a junior college back closer to home in Texas called Trinity Valley Community College. There, we were ranked the number 4th junior college team going into my first year being there, during my first semester. By the end of the season, it was a rocky season, but we ended up doing pretty decent. And I was fortunate enough to receive an offer to play at where I'm at now, Missouri Southern State University.
So as a result of my wife Charlotte's job, which is Delta Airlines, it has afforded us the ability to travel. And travel we have done. We've got a lot of places that we've gone to. We from Sydney, Australia, to Bermuda. We've been to Hawaii several times with our family, and then sometimes with just us. Our honeymoon was in Hawaii. We've been to Las Vegas a number of times. I have friends that live there. We've gone to Puerto Vallarta, Cabo, and Cancun. Mexico is just one of our favorite spots as well. Madrid and Barcelona, Spain has been a spot that we've been to as a result of Sade being over in there, doing her yoga there. We've gone to Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, Tokyo, Japan, Punta Cana, Dominican. Those were some of the vacation spots. Mammoth Mountain with our cousins in the snow. St. John's and St. Thomas, which are very close to each other. Now on SLU trips, which is student leadership university trips with our school, we've done the Europe trip several times. It's a lot of fun. It's a 2-week trip. We start in London and we go to Oxford and to Paris and to Versailles. We go to the beaches of Normandy. And we go to Cinque Terre, which is in Italy. Also Rome and Florence, which are in Italy as well. We also do the Leaning Tower of Pisa in Pisa. We've done that several times, and it's just a beautiful trip. Done a number of mission trips. One of my favorites is when we went to Family Legacy to Zambia, Africa. And so we've done Zambia several times. We've done Johannesburg several times. Been to India twice on a mission trip and enjoyed my time there. Costa Rica several times as well. And was baptized in the Jordan River in Jerusalem in the Holy City. And so we've done that trip as well. But a common thing the Evans family loves to do is travel.
I'm Herb, the second, the oldest boy, the oldest male of five. And I can remember as a kid, I was born in Orange County. And I can remember as a kid, Tustin, growing up in Tustin, playing all the sports, playing football with the Red Raiders. Tom Monarch was our coach. We had a really good team. A lot of camaraderie. I enjoyed getting up early, going to different cities, going 45 minutes down the road in the caravan to play. That was fun. I remember playing basketball in NJB basketball. I remember playing for a team that looked like the USC Trojans, and my dad had the matching suit for pictures. I thought that was pretty hilarious. Still think it's funny to this day. I remember being the tallest kid on the team and having to play point guard. I felt like that was a little bit of preferential treatment. Got me to get my ball handling skills up. Playing baseball, I remember I started out strong, still in 2 bases at a time. And by the time we moved to Texas, I was basically playing the allotted innings that you paid for. Let's see, so that's pretty much sports. Doing All-American Boys Chorus in Costa Mesa was really fun. Got to meet a lot of kids. Brian Coleman was probably somebody I remember the most, along with Marco. I forget his last name, but he was my section leader. I enjoyed all the tours, all the concerts we went to, and again, all the camaraderie with the guys. The commercial that we shot with Kentucky Fried Chicken was really fun as well. I also remember playing the piano and just, my dad kind of being a more calmer Joe Jackson in terms of practice schedule, regiment, and just getting us together for rehearsals at the house. He had big dreams for us that went unfulfilled, but it gave us the foundation of hard work that we still have today. There's also the Cub Scouts. I remember Second Baptist Cub Scouts. We had a lot of fun. I guess the theme of mine is camaraderie, because a lot of this is just about a lot of camaraderie with the guys. We would get around, and we had parades and different, I guess it was male bonding or male strengthening events that really helped shape everything. So I'm really appreciative of it all. So in 1992, we moved as a family to Texas. My mom's job, Bank of America, moved us into Las Colinas. Is when we discovered the Great Burger Street, which we used to go to all the time. It was our In-N-Out at the time. Then we moved to Carrollton, right off Big Bend Drive. Went to McCamey Elementary. Went to went to Dan F. Long, and went to Newman Smith High School. Going back to Dan F. Long is where I probably made the majority of the friends that I still have today. Justin McIntosh, Danielle Spain, Kayla Jones are lifelong friends. Jason Maxill, lifelong friends that I've had since my time at Dan F. Long. Also, is when we started playing some AAU basketball with the Arlington Mavericks. That was fun. And then in high school, Newman Smith got to not be mentored, but just kind of grow under the tutelage of Greg Harrington. Before him was Glenn Alexander, and then his father, Rupert Alexander, who was probably my favorite coach outside of my father, more than my father. And then also we have AHA, where I transferred. And we won some state championships there, had a great time there. And honestly, it was just a great time. I guess it was just a good time foundationally at AHA. We won state sophomore and junior year, and a triple crown, and really just enjoyed our time there. From there, ended out at Creekview, and then went to Northeastern Junior College to play basketball in Sterling, Colorado, with friend Rob Giese, who also went to AHA with me as well. We went up there. I went for a year, had some fun. Didn't really do much scholastically. but had some fun. Frequented a lot of nocturnal establishments, and from there went to Musicians Institute in LA. From there, 2011, met my beautiful wife Erica through Christina White, a friend of ours, a mutual friend. Met her, and then December of that year, December 19th, we had our first date, Outback Steakhouse. We shared a slice of carrot cake, and then maybe a couple years later we were married, and then in 2015 we had our child Harrison, who is really just the joy of our life. So we're really excited.
So in 2014, I traveled to Zambia for the first time, and we went to Family Legacy, and they have an orphanage there. It's called Tree of Life, and there's a number of kids there. And we got the opportunity to meet a lot of them, work with a lot of them. I somehow became acquainted with a house of 8 girls, and the house name is the Gani House. And so the 8 girls, we were talking and sharing, and showing them some pictures of my family on my iPad, and they were just intrigued, and we just shared, and one thing led to another. I was invited to their home, and they cooked dinner, and we sat, talked, and they talked about their hopes and dreams and some of the things that's going on in their lives, and we just became connected. And the next thing I know, so we're there the whole week, sharing with them and working in the orphanage with all the kids and everything. And the 8-girl home consisted of a girl named Naomi, Natasha, Hope, Faustina, Ruth, Bridget, Queen, and Rachel. And they're all right there in the home. And as we were leaving from Zambia that year, they all came and gave me a bag with notes in it. And they had written a note to each one of my family members, my wife, each of my 5 kids, and my grandson. They had wrote letters to them, just sharing their heart and saying how much they're praying for them and how much they feel like we're a family. Well, we actually became a family. From that time, I've gone back twice. So I've been there 3 times, and each time I go back, I'm with the girls. We go out for dinner. With my wife and I prepare gifts to bring back to them. And one of the girls, Naomi, decided that she wanted to go to college, but didn't have the means. And so we began to help her raise money and help her go. And the other girls are also in college. All of them are now attending college and working toward their degrees. However, Naomi, we made a way for her to come to the States and go to college. And so she's at Richland College here in Dallas, and she is studying, and she has been here 1 year now. 1 year and just doing an outstanding job in college, A's and B's, and just going toward her degree. And so we're praying for her to get her degree and everything, and then she's going to go back to Zambia to just take back all the good things that she's learned and the degree, and hopefully help her get a job and a way of life back in her home country of Zambia. So the Gani girls, what we call them, the Gani girls, we are all still a family. We connect. We're on a messenger, group messenger. We speak almost daily. And I'm so proud of all of those girls.
I think I can say out of all 5 of the kids, I was probably the best one. I played a lot of sports, basketball, football, flag football. I even played track and field, played soccer when I was younger. And I played for the Carrollton League, all my brothers played for the Carrollton League. My sisters probably cheerleading. My dad was the coach. Played basketball. I was played AAU. Played for the Tar Heels. Good friends with Chad Ray, Tab Ray. They was a very good family. Played football at AHA. Played basketball too. Did a little track and field. And just basically always kept up with the sports. I was an all-star running back at AHA. So basically I was very nice with it. And I was, like I said, I was probably the best out of all of the 5 kids. We would take trips. I remember always dressing up in my dad's clothes. He would take pictures of us. As a young kid, I always thought I would be in a GQ magazine, but I didn't. But that doesn't mean that I fell short. But just going on different vacations, I remember just always being about family, always being about just loving life, enjoying life. Just as a kid, I always had a smile on my face, really. Not unless I got a whooping. But, just it was a great life. They instilled the traits that I have now, being on time, always cleaning, do stuff that, needs to be done, and just trying to, make myself as a good person as I grow up and as I get older, and just want to do great things. And I just see that I have 2 great parents and a great family to try to assemble the traits that I have.
One of the exciting things that we do as a family, I started a long time when the kids were younger. We take family pictures, and we try to do at least one a year. Sometimes we do more, but when the kids were younger, we did a Black History one where we had all the African kente cloth on. Each one had one, and I love that. People really like that, and I still to this day will post that as a Black History moment picture for our family. Also, we did pictures of the kids when they were young, and they had bow ties and dresses, and we kept those. We do that every year. Now, when they get a little bit older, it gets a little tougher. However, we took the whole family and went to Hawaii one time, and we got there and we done a native attire picture in Hawaii. It was a lot of fun. We've done pictures in all red. Well, we all have red on or some form of red. We've done also pictures with matching sweaters. And I've got to admit, I'm the person that kind of coordinates all of the wear. When they were younger, we used to buy it for them. Now, I'll purchase it and then they'll have to reimburse me for sweaters and coats and jackets and whatever we decide we're going to do. We have one that's that we did at the Gaylord. We did a matching, it had a black vest, but we had a red and black plaid on. And that was really nice. And then we went all black at the Gaylord with the Gaylord Christmas decoration in the background. That was a lot of fun. We enjoyed that one. It's still one that we use. And we've done one where we were just all dressed up, all suits and ties and dresses, real formal look. The kids, when I mention what we're going to do, oh, here we go again. But it's something that we'll have in our memory as a family. Now, we've done it also for the kids, for the grandkids. And so I've done a picture of the grandkids. Sometimes we have all of them. Sometimes we don't. We're up to 9 now, 9 grandkids. And I want to thank, just some of the people that have helped in taking the pictures for us. It's they've turned out very good. So family pictures is huge in the Evans family.
Webster Evans, born in California, 3rd of 5 children. Growing up in California, loved it, loved the weather, things like that. Played basketball there, the NJB League. That was fun, traveling in different cities, playing a lot of different teams, playing football for the Tessitoros. Liked our jerseys. We were red, black, and white. Played with a friend, good friend, Frosty Rucker, who, made it all the way to the NFL. Played at USC, Colorado State. Met a lot of people through the Tustin or that football league. Played baseball out there with my cousin Jonathan, who played on the Phillies. T-ball league, that was fun. Hanging out with him every weekend. Playing soccer when I was younger. Growing up, it was easier back then. The fields wasn't as big, so doing all the running, easier back then. And then going to Second Baptist Church, meeting a lot of friends and cousins there. Playing in forget what that basketball league was. We got to playing on carpet. That was fun, playing with older. Obviously I was a lot younger, but playing with a lot of older guys. But that was real fun. Met them in the Tiger Scouts as well. We all did that too. I don't think I went any further than the Tiger Scouts, but yeah, California, it was good though. We moved out here around 92, probably 8 years old, moved to Irving, Las Colinas area, loved it out there, stayed there for a bit till we moved to Carrollton, Arbors right off Trinity Mills, stayed there for a little bit. Loved growing up there. Went to McCamey Elementary. Then from there, went to Dead F. Long for 7th grade. That was fun. Had a lot of friends there. Then went to Polk 8th grade year. Graduated from there. Went to Smith my 9th grade year. Met a lot of people there. It was good. And then went to AHA for 2 years, sophomore and junior year. And finally graduated from Creekview, which was fun. Then got a chance to go to Prairie View with a friend of mine, Jamal. We stayed out there in Katy, Texas, about an hour away. That lasted about a month till we both went our separate ways. He went to Fitz College in Nashville, and I went to Brooks College in Long Beach, where I met Braylon's mom. AHA was fun. Yeah, we did. We won a state championship in basketball. Sophomore year, I believe. Got to see him win a championship in football. Met a lot of cool people there. Playing at Creekview, playing basketball there was fun. Stopped playing football after my sophomore year. Even though that was fun too, we almost made it to the state championship, lost in the game right before. And then graduating, going to Brooks College in Long Beach, I got a chance to be in a movie called Coach Carter. I don't know how it happened. It just, they had auditions for it, and got to be out there, met a lot of cool people on the set. If you've seen that movie, full circle right now. I have 2 kids, Brooklyn, one's 12, one's 3. And Braylon right now is in the band, 6th grade, he's in the band playing the trombone. Brooklyn, she seems like she's gonna be a boss, boss, I don't know what it is, but she does boss people around. So she's gonna be good as well. And right now I'm just happy I'm still healthy right now, and just looking forward to see them grow and see how they're gonna take on this world.
One of the fun things in the Evans family is our traditions. We have several traditions, one of which is the 5 days to Christmas. And it's the time where we, 5 days, we do 5 consecutive days of being together as a family, doing something together. So what we do is we choreograph a number of different things. We go roller skating together one day, or bowling. We take lots of walks through the malls and take pictures with Santa. and do a lot of dress-up pictures with our grandkids and the kids when they were younger. We have one night of carol. It's called the Night of Carols, and we invite a family and friends over. We have food, we have musicians, and we just sing carols. We recite some of the Christmas story and just have a great time with family and friends that night. We also have a cookie decorating contest or a art painting decorating contest, and we use our Facebook friends as the judges. So I'll take the pictures of them, put them up on the Facebook, and ask friends to just vote on it. And it's a lot of fun where we get to know who our winners are, and we give out awards for that. Christmas morning, we would normally get up, and for several years, Big Heart Ministries of Dallas would give us an opportunity to help them feed the homeless. And they prepare gifts for them. We're blessed to be able to give them gifts and feed them and just spend a lot of good time on Christmas morning with other families as well together. We generally also have a big fish fry, and my wife Charlotte makes the best fish. And we combine that a lot of times with the birthday celebration of my daughter Shantae, who was born on Christmas Eve. And so we do that as well. One year we had a family camp out. We rented 2 cabins and we had all of our family and grandkids there. And we just had 2 nights of just so much fun together, being together. Several times we've gone to the Gaylord Texas and rented and had a room there or 2 rooms or a suite, and we all are there and just have fun around at the Gaylord Texas. Well, this past year presented us a challenge that we thought, well, we better be safe this year because of the pandemic. And so we had 5 days to Christmas Zoom style. And so we have family member that's in Morocco. We got family members all around. And so it was just easy to go on Zoom. And we do that 5 days and just kind of come together with our grands and ask lots of questions, make jokes, laugh, reminisce, do games. It was quite a change, but also a good change. So 5 days to Christmas is one of the Evans family's major traditions. Now, one of the other traditions we have is the college basketball's March Madness. And we decided to do brackets, and we do them online. And we have all of our family to do that. And we have a team, and it's just a lot of fun. You guess who will win. You would assume that a basketball coach or my sons that are basketball players would win and would know everything. Well, it doesn't always work out that way. We have an award, and the award is we named it in memory of my father, Lee Webster Evans. So it's the Lee Webster Evans Gold Ball Champion. And that is awarded to the champion. And you see the one that's over my back. It's here in my house. Well, you wonder why that's there. Well, the brackets determine who the winner is, and then we award the gold ball. My wife is the only 2-time and reigning gold ball champion. So she's currently holds that title right now. And another tradition is our Thanksgiving menu. My wife, loves to cook. And so she makes a big meal. So I do a menu. She gives me her menu. I make up a menu and put it out for our family. And it just has all of the food, the meats, the desserts, and all the fixings. She loves doing that. It's our Thanksgiving meal. In addition, we have the Pelham family reunion, which is on my mother's side. Jack Pelham, number 1, is as far back as we know our history. And why we say number one is because there were several Jack Pelhams on down the lineage. But my mother began a reunion in June of 1991, and we had it back home. Their hometown is Carthage, Texas, and we all went back to Carthage. Our cousins and brothers and friends are from all around, from all the states. And we generally have, this will be our, we've had 16 consecutive reunions, and my mother has since passed, but I still, our families are still participating. It's a huge event. It opens up on a Thursday night and then it goes Friday, Saturday, all the way through Sunday. It's just a lot of family fun. We go on tours. We have different forums. We play lots of games and banquets. I have a banquet on Saturday night generally, and a huge family portrait made after each one. And it's always a beautiful time. We select a new committee after each event, and they plan the next one, and it's in different states. So we have had it in Texas, we've had it in California, we've had several, we've had one in Washington State, and also in Las Vegas, Nevada. So it's just a lot of fun, a great time for our extended families to all come together, the Pelham family reunion. So there's one regret that I have, and that is that my dad never saw me as an adult or a father or a husband, because he passed when I was 13 years old. And but many people that know him or that knew him say that I totally look like him, talk like him, and totally have his personality. And so with that, I say, I just pray that he's looking down and is proud of that little boy from Schulenburg that they called Sambo Son.